Now, let's move on to Adolf Hitler and his relationship with women. First up, let's talk about Hitler's first love, Stephanie Isaac. Yes, you heard it right. Hitler's first crush was on a young Jewish girl. This was back in 1905, when Hitler was just a teenager in the Linz, Austria. Moving on to the more significant relationship in the Hitler's life, Jelly. Well, the Jelly was Hitler's half-niece, the daughter of his half-sister Angela. Their relationship began in the year 1925 when Hitler hired Angela as his housekeeper. Jelly moved in with Hitler's and soon became a fixer in his life. Their relationship was complicated and controversial. Hitler was extremely possessive and controlling of Jelly. He dictated who she could see and what she could do. Tragically, Jelly was found dead in the Hitler's apartment in the year 1931, apparently from suicide. Her death deeply affected Hitler. Next, we have Eva Braun, perhaps the most well-known Hitler's companions. Eva met Hitler in the year 1929 when she was just 17 years old, working as an assistant in Heinrich Hoffmann's photo studio. Hitler was 40 years old at that time, and their relationship remained a secret for many years. Eva's life with Hitler was far from glamorous. Despite Hitler's neglect and her two suicide attempts, Eva remained loyal to him until the very end. They married in the Berlin bunker just hours before their joint suicide in the April 1945. Now, let's talk about Hitler's health and the mental state. Hitler's rise to power is well documented. But what about his personal struggle? Many historians and the psychologists have debated whether Hitler suffered from mental illness. Let's start by looking at Hitler's early life and the potential factors that could have influenced his mental state. Born in the Austria year 1889, Hitler experienced a troubled childhood. His father was abusive, and he lost both parents by the age of 18. These early traumas have played a role in the shaping his personality and the mental health. As we move into the Hitler's adult years, we see some concerning behaviors emerge. Witnesses reported frequent mood swings and explosive anger. He was known to fly into the uncontrollable rages, often over minor issues. Hitler also displayed signs of paranoia and the disillusion. He believed he was destined to lead Germany to greatness and often spoke of divine interventions. These beliefs went beyond mere confidence, bordering on disillusioned thinking. One of the most debated aspects of Hitler's mental state was his possible drug use. Historical records suggest he was prescribed various medications, including amphetamines and the opioids. These could be the substances have affected his decision making and the mental stability. Where the psychiatrist who studied Hitler's case suggested he may have suffered from a bipolar disorder. Well, another factor possesses that Hitler may have had an antisocial personality disorder. As the war progresses, eyewitnesses reported a decline in Hitler's physical and the mental state. He became increasingly isolated and paranoid, trusting very few people around him. Well, could this have been a result of a mounting pressure or a sign of deteriorating mental health.